Sunday matinee and final performance of Radium Girls. I'd like to first thank our boosters, our wonderful theater boosters. We couldn't do what we do without them. They are really the driving force here at McNicholas. I'd also like to acknowledge, and I haven't had a chance to do this at any other show, and I'd like to. This show was so extremely difficult in many ways. Of course, the material was very mature and really challenging, emotionally challenging for the kids, and I think they really stepped up, as you will soon witness. I just finished running, so I'll run. But the crew, the stage crew, the makeup crew, the props crew, they have been really fantastic. They only joined us the last week of preparation for the show. And this space is very challenging. We don't have much wing space. That's the slide there. And we are really prop heavy and furniture heavy. And you wouldn't believe the dance that they have to do backstage in order to keep everything rocking and rolling. So I just want to acknowledge them because I'm very grateful for the hard work they put into this show. So thank you, stage staff. The lights and sound, our guys up there. I think Miles, this has been, except for musical, this has been the most challenging lighting show that he's had, so he does a great job. And Anthony Brandt does a great job with the music, so I also want to thank them. We also have going on in the lobby right now a fundraiser for our new soundboard. We are trying very hard. We need a new soundboard desperately, mostly for musical, because we would really love to own all of our own body mics along with the new sound system. So that's a very expensive venture, and we have a fundraising table right out across from the door, and you can feel free to go give as much as you like. There are little envelopes. They have $1, $5, $10, $100, up to $1 million. Feel free, if you're feeling generous, to give us your money. Let's see what else. And of course, come and join us. We have lots of things happening here in the theater at all times. And we have showcases coming up, winter showcases. And then in March, we are, as you may see on the back of your program, we are having the musical. And we will be doing it again at the Anderson Center. We're doing the pajama game. So we're going to bring in the tears today, but then we're going to make you laugh in the musical. So we try to have a nice balance. All right, so all of you, please make sure that you have all of your cell phones turned off. This show is very wordy, and you're going to want to hear every single word. It's a great story. You don't want to miss any word of it. So tell your neighbor to turn their cell phone on. And in case of any emergency, we do have 2 doors that you can go out of. We have both at the back of the house here. Light attendant here, I'm going to show you. The exit over there, and the door that you came in. But I don't think so. I think we're going to be fine. All right, everyone. I will stop talking and let you enjoy Radium Girls.
So much light. Daylight. All the time. And on sunny days, you almost felt like you were sitting outside. It was that bright.
That surprised you, Grace?
It was a factory. I thought it would be dark and dirty.
Then why go work there?
Well, I was 15. It was time I paid my own way.
Pay your own way? What about school?
Oh, I didn't miss it so much. And the girls, they were all so nice. It wasn't like factory work, really, painting those dials. We were artists.
I'm not the one you should be talking to. Vaughn's a shopkeeper. He's the one you should be talking to.
No, Arthur, you know he won't talk to us.
It was his process.
Tell me about that process, Arthur. You used the powder?
We used the powder. Then we mixed this powder with an adhesive to make the paint. And that business with the brushes, I didn't invent that. They were doing that long before I got here.
But you knew about it.
We all knew about it. We just had no idea what it meant.
Irene! In here! Irene, what are you doing?
Come in here. Amelia's working inspection today.
Is that bad?
Not for us. She's going to be in this room all day, by herself, in the dark, checking dials. Poor thing. Poor thing. So we're going to give her a little surprise.
Boo! Okay, Cheshire Cat. Won't that make her mad?
Let her get mad. It's half the fun.
I
God's any girl on the floor, and she can't even bother to talk to us. You say, Amelia, what's new? And she just looks at you funny.
I don't think she speaks much English.
It wouldn't kill her to smile, would it? She's coming! Get the lights!
Mrs. McNeil! Paint your faces! Have you gone off your mind?
It was just a joke.
Just a joke? A joke like that could lose a girl her job.
Now, Mrs. McNeil, I'm sure that will not be necessary.
I don't tolerate no foolishness, Doctor.
Ja, very good. Foolishness, we do not want to be. Mr. Reader, this is the inspection room. All the dials compared that are painted. And here are some of the girls who should on the floor be working. Girls, this is Mr. Reader, the new Vice President and Plant Manager.
And I was just telling Mr. Reader what a fine bunch of girls we have here. I'm sure now he thinks I'm halfway out of my mind.
Mr. Reader, perhaps you have some words with the girls? Mrs. McNeil.
Well, girls, this paint that you've been playing with, it's very expensive. You do realize this, don't you? It takes several tons of ore to produce a single gram of radium. And that's a lot of work. Hard work from the men in the extraction plants. But they do this work gladly. And do we know why? What we are working for? What we are all working for here?
The war?
That's right. The dials you paint save lives, girls. Our boys, reading them in the dark. No mistaking what they'll see. Otherwise, some of our boys may not be coming home. Now, girls, if we continue to mess around and not get the work done, well, we're playing right into the hands of the Kaiser, and we don't want that, do we?
No, sir.
Very good. Now, girls, let's leave the tomfoolery at home and get back to work.
Mr. Reader, I just wanted to say I am so sorry. I will never do nothing like that again.
Well, my dear, you just keep this thought in mind. If you do right by us, we'll do right by you.
May 17th, 1921, Nancy Jane Harlan for the New York Graphic. The Graphics only, girl reporter.
Jack Youngwood for the Newark Ledger, Newark's first source for news.
Madame Curie, eminent French scientist, heads off for a whistle-stop tour of the United States.
First stop, New York City, where she is greeted by an enthusiastic crowd of well-wishers.
This high priestess is headed to Washington to receive a gift of 1 gram of radium, valued at $100,000.
Purchased for her by the members of the Marie Curie Radium Club, an association of 100,000 American women.
Who each gave $1 to support humanitarian research with radium.
Grace, over here! Irene, look, I got my certificate. Member Marie Curie Radium Club.
You gave $1?
It's all for science.
Science? What about my room and board?
Oh, look, there she is! Welcome all, welcome all. I must ask you, ladies and gentlemen of the press, please limit your questions. Madame Curie is about to embark on an exhaustive tour of the country and is under strict doctor's orders to rest. Although, in the typical fashion of a scientist who can think only of her research, her life's work, she has refused to rest.
Madam Curie, what will you do with the radium?
Eh?
What will you do with the radium?
I will continue my experiments to find better methods for the treatment of the cancer.
Is radium a cure for all cancer?
A cure for the cancer? Yes, that is so. It has already cured all kinds of the cancer.
Some doctors would dispute that.
Then they do not understand the method. There is no doubt. Radium will cure the cancer.
Madam Curie.
Madam Curie, how have you been able to devote so much time, both to science and to your children?
It has not been easy, but my doctors share my gratitude to the American women for their interest in science and my work. I am most grateful.
Madam Curie.
No more questions. Madame Curie is on a tight schedule. Now, Mrs. Andrew Carnegie is sent to car and will personally escort Dr. Curie, as will I, to Washington, where President Harding will present the gift. 1 gram of radium.
Now, you see that, Charlie? Now that is an advertising opportunity. But let's send her one of our customers' watches, courtesy the United States Radium Corporation.
We'll need a press release.
Radium isn't something for just scientists to study. The average American can bask in its glory every night. Consider all the inventions made in the past 50 years. The electric light, the telegraph, the telephone, the automobile. Inventions all once considered as novelties, as toys.
Are now essentials to modern day living. Got it. That ought to sell some watches.
Watches, absolutely. But you see, Charlie, that's not where the growth is. You heard that, lady. The growth is in the medical market.
And Standard Chemical owns it.
That's just because Von Sashaki lets them take it. If we wanted to, we could get half their business.
Standard Chemical publishes its own journal, sends it out monthly to 12,000 doctors. We could do something similar.
Something scholarly that the doctors would respect.
A bibliography of every article ever published on Radium.
Except with capsule reports. So they can get the information. They get the information, find it fast,
and have us pay for it.
We'll send one to every doctor in the U.S. Radium Society.
Every doctor in the American Medical Association.
You see, Charlie? That's the spirit of advertising. It's the wave of the future. Now, you see, it's not just the product. It's how you promote it.
You should have seen it, Grace. Church was filled with flowers. Lilies and carnations and orchids. You know how Amelia loved orchids. They were orchids. They were orchids, Irene. Flags. Orchids. I know an orchid when I see one. Purple orchids. Oh, and that smell. Grace, that smell, it was like
Flowers?
no. It was like heaven. I was going to say it was like heaven.
Like heaven, Catherine, it was just a funeral. You make it out like it was some sort of Valentino picture.
It wasn't just a funeral. It was Amelia's, and it was beautiful. You should have seen it. The church was like the botanical gardens, and the company sent a big spray of flowers too. Carnations.
Mums.
Yellow carnations.
Those were mums.
Well, it sounds like a nice service anyhow. Girls, the whistle's already gone. Now then, I received new instructions this day. We're going back to the old way of pointing the brushes. We was losing too much beat to the cloth. But, yes, Grace, something you wish to say? Well, Dr. Von Sashaki told me not to do it that way anymore. He says it's unsanitary.
Unsanitary? Well, I can hardly believe that he'd say such a thing. You must have misunderstood him.
Yes, ma'am.
And you're not to get new brushes until you're done with the old. And they got me so bad you can't get a point no more.
You can't make quota like that.
Well, you'll do your best then. Since I have my instructions, I need a new brush. It's not for us to be asking questions, is it? It's for us to do the work.
I have my instructions, girls. I have my instructions.
Here's an instruction for you, McNeil. Let some of that starch on your corset.
Was she at the service?
McNeil, you kidding? You think she crossed the street for her own mother?
Most everybody else was, though. You was about the only girl on the floor who wasn't there.
Well, I wanted to come, but Mom was working and I had to watch the little ones.
You could have brought them.
All 7?
Well, if it was me, I'd have tried to be there.
Just lay off. Grace, so bad as it is.
Were many of the fellas there?
Oh yeah, lots of fellows from downstairs. Dr. Roth from the front office. And Dr. Von Sashaki was there. Oh, and Mr. Reader.
And he left early.
So, he was there all the same. Oh, and Grace, you know that fellow from Crystallizing? He was there. The one with the red hair. Do you know who I mean?
Oh, the tall fellow with the freckles.
That's the one who snaps his fingers all the time.
Jerry.
I think it's George.
It's Jerry. Jerry Mallon. He's the one who's always talking to Amelia in the day room.
Oh, that's it. Grace, when the mass is over, he goes to the coffee. He goes like this. Like this he goes.
No.
Yes. Really? Really.
Oh, for pity's sake.
Well, he did. Nobody could believe him.
So what if he did?
So what? He was in love with her, that's so what? Don't you think so, Grace?
Well, I guess he must have been if he did that.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine if he loved her, but he never told her, never could bring himself to say, well, because she was so beautiful, and he was so shy. And now it's too late. It's too late. Their love is forever thwarted. He didn't tell her, and now he'll never get a chance to ever again.
Poor Amelia.
Poor Amelia. Poor kid. Her family took it awful bad, Grace. Albina, Kinta, every one of them crying. even her father crying so bad. I never saw a man cry before, and not like that, just bawling like a baby.
You know why, too?
Because their daughter had died?
What she died from?
Irene, don't go spreading stories.
It's not a story. Albino told us. Mary's and Grace shouldn't know.
Well, know what? Know what? Amelia?
Ain't it awful? Albina said her father's fit to be tied too. 6 daughters at home, and ain't none of them going to a dance ever again.
All because Amelia upped and died from syphilis. Shh. I count this what she died from.
You don't know that for sure.
It's on the death certificate.
Anemia and complications from syphilis.
But Amelia was ever so nice.
I guess she got around more than we knew.
Well, maybe it's a mistake. Maybe the doctors got it wrong.
Come on.
Doctors get things wrong sometimes.
That's true. Remember Aunt Ivy?
What's Mama got to do with it?
Don't you remember, Irene? Up until the day Aunt Ivy died, the doctor said she would be fine. Said take a cup of tea, get a good night's rest. And 2 days later, we was taking her to the Rosedale Cemetery.
Girls! Girls! Your attention, please. The gentlemen are here to make an announcement.
Oh, thank you, Mrs. McNeil. Girls, we're here to put a few rumors to rest.
And to explain some changes. Jean?
Well, yes. As some of you may have heard by now, Dr. Franzishaki is stepping down. And we'd like to take this opportunity
to make this goodbye. Some of you I've known since you were little girls. Coming here during the war, working so hard day to day at the benches. 200, 300, some of you 500 dials a day. So excited to be part of our work here. This company, in which I started my own kitchen, mixing the paint. I knew I had found something miraculous to make life better, easier. And now, what do I read? More and more uses are there for the radium. More than I ever dreamed possible.
Thank you, Doctor.
Yes, thank you, Doctor. Now, girls, the doctor is a very busy man, so let us take this opportunity to wish him luck in his new business ventures. Yes, very good, Doctor, if you please follow
And
me.
Mr. Reader, let us good luck wish to you also. To the plate he steps as your new company president. Congratulations to you.
Well, yes, thank you.
When Mr. Reader came to us 4 years ago, I saw in him a man of great enterprise.
Thank you.
And great ambition.
Yes, thank you.
Little did I guess the directions that your great ambition would take you. But that is one of the things that makes this country so great. The opportunities it presents to a young man and his friends.
And so, girls,
And so, ladies, let us wish Mr. Reader the best of luck in the new direction he intends the company to take.
New direction?
This is slow down in dial painting.
Oh, now, Doctor,
And to move into the medical market, there's going to be lots of changes. Jean?
Well, some of our larger customers are setting up their own dial painting studios.
Which means less work for our girls here.
In the short run, Doctor, in the short run. But the Waterbury Clock Company in Connecticut is setting up its own dial painting studio, and we'll need some of you girls to go down there. I was planning on making the announcement next week, but I'll make it now. Mrs. McNeil?
Well, we'll be asking some of you girls to go on up there.
Well, the work is supervisory in nature, which means more pay. You had some girls in mind?
Yes, Louise Conlon was one, Sarah Deutsch, Lena McCarthy, and Catherine Schwab. I have the entire list downstairs. I'll post it today.
Very good. Now, girls, as we are all on the clock, I will leave you to your work.
Thank you, ladies. My best wishes to you all.
Well, that's back to work with you, girls.
You gonna do it, Catherine? You gonna take the job?
Would you, Grace? Would you go to Connecticut?
I don't know. It's awful far from home, and Tommy would have a fit.
Oh, come on, Grace. It'd be fun. Won't it be fun, Irene? Irene?
Irene, honey, you all right?
Huh? Yeah, why wouldn't I be alright? What?
Your mouth is bleeding.
$35 a week, and she quits the place.
There's more to life than money.
That's what you say when you're young, Tom. When you and Grace get to be my age, with a house of kids underfoot, you'll thank God for every penny we put by.
We got money to buy.
How much?
Enough to get married on.
You've enough to get married on, but you've enough to stay married on.
You let us get married, we'll find out.
You still eating, Tommy?
It's good.
You're gonna get fat.
Ah, gotta keep up his strength. He works hard for his money.
Don't start, Mom.
I didn't say nothing. It was your father who hit the roof over it.
He didn't hit the roof.
You should have seen that man's face, Tom. When he found out Grace wasn't working no more. Most girls would give their eye teeth for a job like that. Good money, easy work, nice looking fellas around the plants.
Didn't tell me about them, Grace.
Weren't that many of them? Hardly seemed worth the mention.
And she leaves it all behind, for reasons unknown. I'm tired up there, she says. Tired of a paycheck, I says. Who needs a paycheck? I got me a boyfriend who takes me out on Saturdays.
She said that.
Well, you know I didn't. And for your information, I have a job. I start at the bank on Monday.
Oh yeah, the bank. What's it pay?
Enough.
Enough. Always enough. You know what that means, Tom. It don't come close to what it paid up at the radio plant.
It's office work.
Office work. Well, I guess that means you'll be spending more money on clothes then.
She is really clean.
I don't see what difference it makes as long as I'm working somewheres.
It don't make no difference to me. I just thought you liked it up there.
Sure, I liked it. I worked there 4 years.
So, I've been delivering mail for almost 8 years. I hope to keep on delivering for another 20 or 30 years if I'm lucky. There's nothing like steady work and a good pension to help you sleep at night.
Well, I don't have a pension and I sleep just fine.
I bet you do. So how come you quit, Chris?
Well, lots of girls are quitting. Work is slow and it hasn't been nearly as fun since Irene left. Plus, wouldn't you rather have a girlfriend who works at the bank?
Not as much as I'd like to have a wife who don't work nowhere.
Close your eyes. I got a surprise for you.
Yeah, well, made full of shades.
You want that kind of surprise? And close your eyes. Now, open.
Wallpaper.
For the baby's room.
Babies. You won't let me kiss you when you're talking about babies?
Well, there's gonna be babies eventually, Tommy.
Well, yeah, but you know, Grace, most girls wait till they get married before they start decorating the nursery.
Well, plan ahead for once. Pick one.
They're both the same.
No, they're not. This one has big flowers, and this one has little flowers.
Is this some kind of test?
It's just wallpaper.
It is some kind of test.
Pick one, Tommy.
This one.
Really?
That one.
Which do you like, though?
They're both nice.
Tommy, come on. You gotta pick something you can stand to look at for 20 years.
Same way you pick women.
Ha ha ha. Keep it up, smarty pants. You will never get that kiss.
This one. This one, hands down.
I like that one, too. A nice neutral yellow goes with a boy's room or a girl's room. And until the baby comes, you can use the room for other things.
Yeah. Like what?
Like a studio, maybe?
A painting studio. Don't you get enough of painting and working?
Not the kind that I wanted to. Tommy, when I was in school, I used to do watercolors, but ever since I started working, I just don't have no time. What with watching the kids and helping Mom, once we get married, I just want a little bit of time, so as I can do watercolors, or portraits in oil. I can paint your picture if you like.
Why not? Paint a big picture of you, we can hang it in the outhouse. All our friends will come around just to use the can so they can look at it.
Oh, the way you talk sometimes.
You want to paint pictures, paint pictures. I ain't gonna stop you.
Well, you say that now, but wait till we get married, you'll change your tune.
Sure, I'll be whistling Dixie.
Well, wait till you come home some night, all wore out, some Christmas maybe, when every customer on your routes had 3 times the mail, maybe some dog went chasing after you, or some old lady kept you on her stoop talking your ear off about her grandkids or something, and you didn't have the heart to tell her you can't talk. I know you don't. So you come home all cranky and late besides, hungry, wanting your dinner. And there I am in the kitchen with my easel set up and my drop cloth on the floor and my paints on the tables, and your dinner nowhere in sight. What do you say then?
Better be a picture of me you're painting.
Where's my dinner? That's what you'd say. Where's my dinner?
Well, sure, but I'd still admire the painting. I just want to look at it on a full stomach, that's all. So how'd I do? Did I pick the right wallpaper?
I don't know. Maybe I'll go look at stripes.
Stripes, polka dots. I don't care, Grace. Let's just get married. We'll just run off.
You're not running off, Tommy. We're gonna do it right. A nice church wedding with flowers and music and then And after a week at the seaside, just us, it'll be worth the wait.
Your mouth hurting?
A little. Doctor says he's going to pull another tooth, this time in the back.
What's a tooth?
Hazel Cooser, any connection to the others? Only by virtue of employment.
Except she's got a good lawyer.
Knows how to write a good letter anyway, that lawyer.
Is she no longer works here?
Left 6 months ago.
This makes 4 now.
3.
4 if you count the Magia girl.
I wouldn't include her. She worked other places, and what she died of, you couldn't catch here. At least, I don't think you could.
That's not funny, Charlie. Besides, that's just idle talk.
In my experience, there's usually something to do with an idle talk. When it comes to girls like that.
From a large family, wasn't she?
Italian. The conditions they live in, 10, 12 people in 2 rooms. It's whether they all don't die of one infection or another.
3 then, and how many dead?
Of just Miss Magia. I haven't heard from her people, though.
It's too late for them anyway. The statute of limitations is 2 years, but Miss Cruiser's another story. She's in a position to really cause some trouble now.
In all the time that I've been here, no one has so much as slipped on the floor. And now this.
We're talking about 4 girls here. And how many of the hundreds we've employed?
600, 700 over the years.
Exactly. And some of them were sick when they got here. One girl you hired was a complete cripple. Couldn't even get up the stairs without the help of her father.
It didn't make a difference to me how she made it up the stairs in the morning. She was a very fast worker and a very sweet little girl.
But she was in poor health.
She needed the work,
Arthur, Charlie.
And not just for the money. To have a sense of pride, to have a sense of purpose. That's what work does, Charlie. It gives you a sense of purpose. And I don't see why we should stop hiring girls like that.
When they get sick and try to blame us for it, you might want to reconsider that policy.
We'll see what Dr. Drinker has to say.
Dr. Drinker?
Some Harvard professor of industrial hygiene.
She chairs the department and has agreed to take a look at our operations here.
Don't you think we're jumping the gun a bit, hiring her?
We've had 6 girls quit this week, and Mrs. McNicholas says there could be more.
Girls come and go all the time.
Not like this. These girls are terrified. We have to give them something.
Letting Drinker examine them? That sounds like a recipe for mass hysteria to me.
We'll call it a routine physical. Edward?
Companies give physicals all the time.
The Drinker will start next month.
In the meantime, I suggest we make an offer to Miss Cuso.
Settle?
There's no evidence her problems are connected to us.
If she sues, believe me, you won't like the publicity it brings, and neither will your investors.
You think this will affect the stock offering?
Don't you?
Perfect. We'll open at 30 and close at 10.
Or not open at all.
But if we give this girl something, that might keep her quiet?
It would be a condition of the settlement.
Maybe we better do it.
Suppose, gentlemen, for a second that this lawyer was to start talking to girls and getting these girls to start filing lawsuits. Then we just reward her for her larceny?
Unless Miss Kuzo genuinely believes she got sick working here.
It could be like Charlie said. Charlie said she comes from a large family, not a lot of resources, not well educated.
A few $100s can make a big difference for a girl like that.
Certainly. Pay a few medical bills, buy some medicine, but from the sounds of this letter, I don't think she's got long to live anyway.
So it'd be a gesture of decency then?
Exactly.
How much do you think we should offer?
March 24th, 1924. Jack Youngwood reporting for the Newark Ledger.
Nancy Jane Harlem for the New York Graphic. The Graphics only, girl reporter.
Could radium water pose a cure for crippling arthritis? Scientific studies suggest a connection.
Dateline, Orange, New Jersey. Radium water products offer a miracle cure for crippling arthritis.
Some patients reported a significant abatement in their symptoms.
Mrs. Jeremy McNicholas of the Bronx tells how radium water transformed her life.
My pain got so bad, I could hardly bend over.
While others reported only mild relief.
This poor, brave woman could not even bend down to kiss her little ones goodnight.
And I have 3, and let me tell you, they are a handful.
Dr. Ruth Martland, Chief Medical Examiner for Essex County, commented on the study.
Preliminary, at best.
Your recommendations, Dr. Martin?
I suggest further study. Further study.
Then, Mrs. Michaels tried Radithor.
He told me to help me with my rheumatism, so I drank a bottle a day for a month. It wasn't cheap, but I was desperate.
The test sample is questionably small.
Well, first off, I felt like I'd been hit by a bolt lightning. It was that powerful. Now I just drink a bottle a week just to maintain my health. I can scrub the kitchen floor and hang laundry just like I've always done.
Dr. Doris Bailey, inventor of Radithor, reports strong demand for her product.
Dr. Doris Bailey announces Radithor sales with 200,000 cases worldwide.
Radioactivity is one of the most remarkable agents in all of medical science. I drink Radithor myself and can vouch for its power.
A bottle a day?
At $1 a bottle?
Worth every penny?
Yes, indeed. I myself was the picture of lethargy before I discovered the amazing, vitalizing qualities of radium water. Now look at me. I'm nearly 50 years old, but have the energy of a woman in her 30s.
You rather look like a woman in her 30s.
Well, thank you.
A testament to the time's potency?
Or to the seller's creativity?
Radithor. It is perpetual sunshine.
And a perpetual money machine for its inventor.
Is there no end to what science can do?
Maybe we should have made an appointment.
Don't need no appointment.
Catherine, it's an awful busy place. If you don't have an appointment, maybe you should make one.
I shouldn't need no appointment for this.
I'm sorry. I don't find anything under Schwab.
No, it's under Rudolph.
Rudolph?
The girl I'm asking about, Irene Rudolph?
Did she file the complaints?
No, her dentist did.
Her dentist?
Dr. Neff, Irene's dentist. He said that she might have Fossygel and that he was going to complain to the health department about it. But when I asked him, he hadn't heard nothing, and it's been over 6 months now.
Fossygel, you say?
Yes.
Catherine, maybe it's like her doctor said, a blood infection.
Yeah? But where did she get it? That's the thing. What was it from?
From dirt. You get infections from dirt.
From dirt? Her face puffed up like a pumpkin. Her jaw rotted so bad she couldn't eat nothing. You'd think you get something like that from a little dirt. You get it from phosphorus. They're telling everybody it's the radium in that paint. But really, it's the phosphorus that makes it glow.
Honestly, Catherine, you can't really believe that.
You sold her, Grace.
Catherine, if it was like you say, they'd have never let you work up there in the first place.
Sure, they would have shut the place down.
Shut it down? Who? Who's gonna shut it down?
I don't know, the county?
Honestly, Grace, you're such a ninny.
Oh, hey!
How are they gonna shut it down if they don't know about it? Ever think of that?
Now, come on!
Tommy, it's all right.
She got no business talking to you that way.
She's just upset.
Upset? She's gone around the bend. She probably thinks they're dumping arsenic in the drinking water. Next it'll be they're kidnapping babies and using to stoke the furnace.
Go ahead and laugh. You won't laugh so hard when it's you coming in here 6 months from now asking after Grace.
Oh, for crying out loud.
Catherine, it's just a toothache.
Yeah? That's how it started for Irene. Just a toothache. You wait, Grace. You wait. You'll wake up one morning, your gums hurting so bad you won't be able to open your mouth. So weak and so sick you won't be able to stand up. The pain so bad you won't be able to sleep. And your face so swollen you won't be able to stand up.
I said stop it! Grace is fine. Right, Gracie?
Irene Rudolph?
Yes.
She worked at the radium plant?
Yes, ma'am.
Nothing.
Huh?
The company is in full compliance with all state health and labor regulations. They ordered an analysis of the paint.
Let me see that.
Miss,
Who's
really?
Miss Young?
The health officer. Miss.
Paint is harmless compound with radium and zinc.
As I was saying, the analysis shows there's no sign of phosphorus anywhere in the paint. There's no sign of phosphorus anywhere in the plant.
There. You see, Catherine?
Miss Young toured the plant herself and found nothing amiss. I'm sorry.
Guess we get some lunch then.
I'm gonna file another complaint.
They already did an investigation.
I wanna file another complaint.
Catherine, these folks, they're awful busy here.
I wanna file another complaint.
I just don't see what good it does to make such a fuss this way.
Grace! 3 surgeries and they wanted to cut her again. She finally said no. She knew. of it is, I couldn't look at her. Irene was so afraid of being alone, but I left her alone. When she died, it was the middle of the night, and nobody was with her.
I'm sorry, can I have another form? My friend would love to file another complaint.
Another complaint? Is the girl still sick?
No, she died.
Wait right here.
Harriet! Harriet, you get down at once.
But I'm waiting for Papa.
Well, when he comes home, I'll send him up after you.
There he is. Papa! Papa!
Hi, Harriet.
Harriet, get down.
Papa, I can see clear to the church.
Oh, can you now? Can you see Grandfather too?
No, but I can see the schoolhouse.
You think this is funny.
Oh, she's enjoying herself.
Harriet!
I'll tell you what. If she has no one to shout to, she won't shout.
They can hear her all over the neighborhood.
Oh, can they now?
When she comes down, I want you to speak with her.
She's 9 years old, Diane.
I'm trying to raise a daughter, not a son.
Well, time is on your side. Because in a few years, she's going to lose all interest in trees and develop a fascination with boys.
And that's supposed to scare me.
And when that day comes, you'll be frantic. Because she will no longer want to climb trees.
What's this?
Something to give you vitality.
You think I need vitality?
That's what it says in the bottle.
Is it pure?
But we're his supplier. Would you like to try it?
If it will give me vitality, then how could I refuse?
Your father came by to see me today.
Another hard luck case?
4 children at home, all under the age of 6.
Let me guess. Wife in the hospital with cancer?
Yeah.
And husband's been laid off from, let's say, the brickyard?
Yes.
Through no fault of his own.
How'd you know?
Dad was over to see me earlier. It's never enough with him just to have ordinary ambitions. You just have to have a mission in life.
And you do.
No, I have a business plan.
You can't tell me that you would help this man if you could.
If I could. But how can I give this man a job that doesn't exist?
Well, what about Dan Lehman?
Dan?
Doesn't Dan need some help in the laboratory?
Dan needs expert technicians, not bricklayers. Why don't you send Mrs. Middleton? Don't you women have a club for this sort of thing?
You mean the Women's Club Civics Committee?
Yeah, right, that one.
Yes, the club does take an interest in such cases, but we're not an employment service, which is why I thought you could help me.
Well, you do love being married to the company president, don't you?
It has its advantages.
Ever think of trading it in?
Do you?
I was getting my shoe shine the other day, and I thought, well, this is quite an enterprise. But work walks in, work walks out. No stock market, no health inspectors, no warehouse.
And you would trade it all in for your own shoe shine stand.
Less headaches that way.
So you're one of those moods again. What is it this time? It can't be the market. It just went up today.
Oh, now you're reading the financial pages.
I have to entertain myself somehow. So what is it? You're acting really strange.
Oh, am I? I'm sorry.
You can tell me, you know.
Nothing to tell. Really, it's going to be our best year ever.
So it's the prospect of success that you find so disheartening.
I'll go get my checkbook.
What for?
For your bricklayer.
Artie, he needs a job, not charity. What is it your father always says? A working man needs to work. It wears.
It wears on his soul not to work. Well, if it's a matter of his soul, then I guess that's different. All right, I'll have him talk to Dan.
Oh, Artie.
But I make no promises, Diane.
No promises.
To your health.
How long you had this drainage?
A week or two. Heard something awful, doctor.
Anything else bothering you?
My back hurts some.
Your back? Have you seen the regular doctor?
He says it's just nerves.
Nerves.
About my wedding and all?
See no case of nerves. Have you told him that?
Well, what do you think?
I think you better schedule that surgery.
Couldn't we put it off? Just a little, till after my wedding?
You don't have this surgery, you won't have no way.
Huh?
Miss Fryer, I need you to listen to me. Your jawbone is decaying. That's the black pus oozing into your gums. It's the bone itself.
That's impossible.
To Mr. Arthur Reeder, U.S. Radium Corporation, from Cecilia Drinker, Harvard University. Enclosed our report.
It can't be as bad as all that.
We believe the trouble in your plant is due to the radium.
Well, I got a suggestion for you.
The blood changes in your employees can be explained on no other grounds.
Go to the plant and explain your situation.
Go to the company?
We realize no proof can be offered at present.
Once they see what kind of shape you're in.
This is a mistake.
They gotta feel obligated to help you out.
But in view of the material and the literature,
It's a mistake. This is impossible.
and the facts disclosed by our investigation,
I don't see how they could refuse.
we recommend immediate and drastic remedial action.
Look, if you want, I'll write to them for you. They can work for me. Just pay my bills directly.
You think they do that?
Charlie.
They have a moral obligation, don't you think?
I guess so.
We'll do it right now. I'll go get some paper.
She's wrong. That's just it. She's just wrong. Charlie, she has to be wrong.
There must be some kind of mistake.
If we're suffering from a new ailment caused by radium, it should be generally occurring throughout the entire plant.
One would expect.
So several hundred milligrams of solution are in the big vats at all times. Several hundred in the ore. Several hundred in crystallizing.
The entire backyard is filled with tailings.
Radium is present in good amounts all over the plant.
If it were the radium, then the highest occurrence of illness should be in the laboratory.
And yet, no one there is sick.
Perhaps it's something to do with the zinc and a combination of the radium.
Or something peculiar to our plants entirely.
Something between brushes and a bacteria?
No, that can't be it. There are dozens of application plants across the country, and none of them have reported anything like this.
The Department of Labor wants to see the report, Arthur.
Yes, I'm aware, Charlie.
Well, what are we going to do? This tears us to pieces.
They want to see a report? We'll give them this.
1 page?
The most important page.
Drinker will never stand for this.
Drinker works for us. This report is proprietary. What we do with it is our business.
The Department of Labor, Arthur.
We just need a little bit of time, Charlie. Just a little bit of time.
They could take us down for this.
Scientists. Government men. They have no idea what it takes to run a business. Von Schocke thought advertising was a dirty word. He lacked the very idea of promotion. And I cannot tell you how many times I walked to that man's office, and he turned a deaf ear to every word I said. But Charlie, look at us. Look at where we are now. We are the world's largest supplier of radium, the largest in the world. And you know what took for us to get here. Now, I don't know about you, but I will not stand idly by and let our good names be dragged through the mud. Trust me, Charlie.
Doctor to come all this way.
Not at all, my dear, not at all.
I told the surgeon he was coming, so he sent me a copy of my blood report.
Excellent.
So,
I must say, Miss Fryer, your blood looks better than mine.
it does?
Well, that's what happens to an old man who smokes. Now, tell me, what else is bothering you?
My feet and my back mostly. I've had to wear this brace for a while.
So I see. And this started before or after you left the company?
After. Dr. Neff says it all has to do with that radium plant. I know one girl who died from it. Irene Rudolph.
Oh, yes, terrible thing. Vincent's angina.
What's that?
It's an ulcerated condition of the mouth, my dear.
From the radium?
Oh, no. An unfortunate and rare result of poor dental care. So let this be a lesson to you. Always brush your teeth.
There was something else in the papers about this, about other girls who got sick. One girl who I worked with for a while, she's in the hospital in New York. And the doctors, they don't know what to do. They said that they've never seen anything like
Miss
this.
Fryer, don't tell me to pay any attention to those stories. Those stories are not scientific.
Huh?
Reporters are not scientific. They write to sell, not to educate. A scientist is not concerned with what sells. He is concerned with the truth. He undertakes years of painstaking study to arrive at an understanding of intricate natural processes that others would never presume to comprehend. It would do you well to ignore the nonsense in the papers and to listen to science, because I can tell you right now, radium has nothing to do with what's ailing you.
It doesn't?
Not in the least.
Well, then what's ailing me?
Poor diet, Miss Fryer. Poor diet.
But Dr. Neff
Dr.
said
Neff is a dentist, not a physician. What you have is a vitamin deficiency. You must eat more fresh fruit.
hard to do in the winter.
And raw meat as well. Raw calf, liver particularly. That will help with the anemia. Cook it if you must, but eat it twice a week at a minimum. Oh, Miss Fryer, I'm a scientist. I take purely scientific interest in this situation. By allowing me to examine you, I'm furthering my own studies. I thank you. Call me anytime, day or night.
Thank you, Doctor.
Happy to be of service to you.
Dr. Frederick Flynn, PhD, Physiology, Columbia University. PhD. That's not a real doctor.
My findings, Mr. Reader?
He's seen tons of girls who used to work at the plant. Word I hear, he's working for the company.
An objective evaluation, I trust?
The source of my income has no bearing on my research.
I let that fella examine me.
I didn't examine her, per se. It wasn't a medical examination, per se.
Nevertheless, you were able to offer her some useful advice?
I did my best for her.
Every girl he sees, it's the same thing. Nothing wrong with you.
Your blood's better than mine, he says.
And how are you doing with the rest of the report, Dr. Flynn?
The animal studies I conducted reveal no adverse effects from radium. The problem, as you suspected, is that merely of hygiene only.
I don't understand how somebody could do that to you. Straight out lie to you like that.
Nothing surprises me.
You were exactly right, Catherine. These folks, they will say anything. They'll do anything.
Except the right thing.
Well, we're working with them. Catherine, we are going to make sure somebody hears about this.
Well, I am most grateful, Dr. Flynn. And I'm especially glad to hear that the young lady you examined is doing so much better.
Oh, did not examine her, merely consulted with her.
But nevertheless, she is going to get better?
The way I see it, Mr. Reader, she is on the road to recovery.
Excellent.
Here is a statement of my fees and expenses.
Mr. Lee will write you a check.
And so I leave you now with this one thought. Ladies and gentlemen, we do not have to accept injustice. We can use our powers as consumers to influence the practices of those who would wish to profit from our patronage. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Wiley. And thanks to the New Jersey Consumers League for another job well done. This concludes our program for this evening. I don't think we have time for questions, but please join us next door for some light refreshments.
You want anything?
My throat's a little dry. Can I help you, miss? I'm here to see Miss Wiley.
You're not a member of the Women's Club.
Well, no, but
Are you a guest of a member?
No, ma'am, but Miss
Then
Wiley...
I'm sure Miss Wiley will be happy to see you during her regular business hours.
I'm not leaving till I see Miss Wiley.
It's all right, Mrs. Middleton. It's fine. You must be Miss Fryer.
Yes, ma'am. Miss Young in the health department sent me. have stopped by your office, but I've been missing so much work lately. I couldn't stand to miss no more.
No problem. I had been meaning to call on you myself. Please, sit down.
Catherine and I, we wrote to the company about our troubles, but we never heard nothing. So we talked to a few lawyers, and they all said that they couldn't do nothing, because it's been so long since we left the company. Something about the law won't allow it.
The statute of limitations.
Right. And one lawyer, he said he'd sue anyhow. And he wants $1,000 up front. Everything I've saved for my wedding, I've spent on doctors and dentists and hospitals, and I still don't know what's wrong exactly. And Tommy, that's my fella, he says he don't mind. He says he wants to get married anyhow, but I just wonder, what good would I do him like this? Miss Wiley, if I could just get some compensation, I could settle my debts, and then I wouldn't feel like I'm saddling Tom with such a burden. I'm sorry to rattle on at you about these things, but I am just so tired of being pushed around.
I don't blame you.
Miss Young says that the Consumers League has, what did she say, clout?
I'd like to think so. We've certainly had our share of successes.
Will you help us?
Tell me, Miss Fryer, just how far are you willing to go with this?
Ma'am?
Suppose I do find a lawyer willing to take your case. Someone willing to take it on a contingency. You would have to pay him unless you won. Would you be willing to sue?
I want my compensation.
Of course you do. Now suppose the company comes to you and says, here's some money for you, Miss Fryer. Only you are to tell no one of this agreement. You are to say nothing about how you got sick.
Keep it quiet, you mean?
Yes.
That don't seem right.
It isn't right, but it's what they'll try to do. They will try to buy your silence. Is it for sale, Miss Fryer?
Oh. No, ma'am, it isn't.
Good.
So, will you help us then?
I think I can help you. If you're willing to take some chances.
Chances?
Miss Fryer, if you'd be willing to set aside your own need, just for the moment, we can put a stop to this company. We can stop them dead in their tracks.
What do I have to do?
We start by putting you on page 1.
Page 1? You want her to talk to the newspaper?
Not just one newspaper, many, many newspapers.
Is that really necessary? All we want is for Grace to get her compensation.
Tommy, let her finish.
I understand your concern, but this company has already shown it's willing to go to extremes to protect itself. No, I'm afraid the only way we'll get to them is if we hit them where it matters most, their public image. When every newspaper in America tells your story, how you were sorely treated, how you suffered, how the company denied all responsibility. Believe me, Miss Fryer, when that happens, Arthur Reeder will come to the table with his hat in his hands.
I'll do it.
I know it's a little frightening.
It's all right. Right now, I'm more angry than I am scared.
Good. You hold on to that anger. You're going to need it. Only make sure no one else sees it.
Ma'am?
Public sympathy, Miss Fryer. That's our strongest weapon, and the public doesn't have much sympathy for an angry woman.
December 4th, 1927. Jack Youngwood reporting for the Newark Ledger.
Nancy Jane Harlan for the New York Graphic.
On the strange case of the Radium girls.
Who claimed to were poisoned at the hands of their own employers.
And now seek their day in court.
$250,000? That's the price tag on their suffering.
$250,000.
Ask me, it's all a sham. What do you mean? Those girls are very sick. They go working, sure.
Doctors say the Radium girls have only a year to live.
A year to live and $250,000 to spend? How would you spend that kind of money?
What would you do to ease your last suffering days on Earth? What would you do with $250,000?
I'd buy a wardrobe like Irene Castle's.
I'd give it all to charity.
Then I'd travel around the world, first class, with all of my friends.
I'd play stock market.
I'd buy my wife a fur coat and a diamond the size of New Hampshire.
I use it to pay my medical bills and to pay off the second mortgage on my house, the one my father took out after my last operation.
Pretty Grace Fryer sits at home,
Suffering greatly through this entire ordeal
struggling valiantly to keep up her flagging spirits.
for the sake of her family and her friends.
It hurts to smile, but I try to smile. I know if I don't smile, I'll go crazy.
Tell us, Miss Fryer, how does it feel knowing you have so little time left?
I try not to think about it too much.
But it must get to you sometimes, knowing what you've been through.
And the company's getting fat off your labor.
And all they have to say is,
No comment.
Don't you just want to punch somebody?
Oh no, that won't do no good. I just think about how it's gonna be when justice prevails. Then I could do something nice for the folks. Take them on a trip somewhere. They never did have no honeymoon.
What a fine example of womanhood. We can only strive to wear a cross for life as nobly as this young girl.
Miss Barry, I must object to this kind of histrionics.
I had nothing to do with that, Mr. Markley.
I've been in this game a long time, Miss Barry, and when I see something like this slip over the wires, I'm not so naive as to believe a plaintiff's attorney has nothing to do with this.
What's your proposal, Mr. Markley?
$1,500 for each girl.
$1,500. That's not even year's wages.
We think it's very generous considering your case won't make it past the statute of limitations.
This is a case in equity, sir. The Chancery Court will come to a different conclusion.
The Chancery Court can't rewrite the law, and the law is clear. 2 years from the date of the injury. Your client's out of time.
2 years from the date and the cause of injury is discovered.
Very clever, Miss Barry. Very clever. I admired your imagination. But you have a long way to go before you convince the judge.
And in the meantime, Mr. Markley, the press will continue to take a great interest in this story, and in the company's complete indifference to its workers.
No doubt that will cause good press for the Consumers League. And you accuse me of exploiting these girls.
You're the one hiding behind the statute of limitations.
Hiding, Miss Wiley?
You know very well the law never anticipated a situation like this. These girls were dying years before anyone knew the cause.
Before anyone knew? Does that include the U.S. Radium Corporation, Miss Wiley? When, or I should say, if this goes to trial, I only hope that's your opening argument. You will have made our defense. I'll see you at the hearing.
The arrogance of that man!
Tell me again the purpose of these articles, Miss Wiley.
Public sympathy, Miss Barry. That's the engine of reform.
You are antagonizing the company.
Then the strategy is working.
And how about the girls? How does it help them to read in dozens of different newspapers if they have so little time to live?
Surely you can see, Miss Barry. The U.S. Radium Corporation cares nothing for the girls it's poisoned. But the average housewife in Orange cares very deeply. And so do millions of women across the country. These women shop, they buy watches. Markley can be as smug as he likes, but the Consumers League campaign can lead to only one outcome, and he knows that. That's why he was here today.
I only hope you're right, Miss Wiley.
Public sympathy, Miss Barry. Wait and see.
Dear Miss Schwab, I read of your sad story in the Boston Globe and am so sorry for your plight. It seems in this time of rapid advancement, the well-being of the average worker is overlooked. I want to share with you girls the secret to my own good health at the age of 92. It's called Christian Science.
Dear Miss Fryer, I read of your woeful situation in the Boston administration, and I'm prepared to offer you a solution. Venacine, a wonder tonic made from all natural ingredients. Venacine will restore your health and vitality. and we are prepared to offer you girls a lifetime supply of Venacine in exchange for the exclusive rights to use your pictures in our advertisements.
Dear girl, I read about you in the Billings Gazette. I run 100 head of cattle up here and do very well by myself. I've always longed for companionship and am well equipped to offer a comfortable home in your final hours. A girl like you has suffered so much. Don't you think you deserve a few fleeting hours of happiness? Sincerely yours, Leonard F. Watkins. P.S. Encloses my picture.
Look, Catherine, he actually sent a picture.
You all right, Catherine?
Bleeding again.
Shall I go get the nurse?
It did this before. It'll stop.
Maybe we should go.
No, don't go.
You need to sleep.
Who can sleep? I never sleep.
You'll sleep tomorrow.
Yeah. Might not wake up.
Of course you'll wake up.
Not if it don't go well. Sometimes you don't come out of it too good. My mother's cousin, she went into the hospital for her appendix. She didn't come home again.
You just can't think that way, that's all. Look at all this mail, Catherine. Miss Wiley said folks would be on our side, and she sure was right. Look, this woman sent something all the way to
What if we don't win?
Of course we'll win.
But what if we don't? My father will lose his house. We'll be on the streets. You'll be on the streets too. Your father must owe thousands. And you and Tom? We'll never get married. How can you stand it, Grace?
Catherine, please.
How can Tom stand it? Don't you ever wonder, Grace? I don't never hear him complain.
Catherine! As soon as the judge hears what we have to say, he'll be on our side. It'll be over in a day.
Think so?
Sure. Once we walk in there, it'd be awful hard to ignore, don't you think?
That'll be something then, won't it? To see the look on Mr. Reader's face when we get to the stand.
Now, want to open some more mail?
They didn't have any vanilla, so I got some chocolate.
Took you long enough.
Don't get on me. I had 6 people stop me on the way over here. All of them reporters, and all of them asking after you.
Waiting for me to die.
No one is waiting for you to die.
It's true. One of them called my mother asking if I had died. When she said no, he sounded disappointed.
Eat some of this. You'll feel better.
Evening, girls. How about a picture?
For the love of Mike, what are you doing?
We need pictures with the graphics exclusive on the girls.
Exclusive? What are you talking about?
$5,000, that's what. What do you say, Grace? That sound good to you? Think you could use $5,000?
I don't understand.
Perhaps you're familiar with Better McFadden?
Who, the faith healer?
Herbalist, Mr. Creator. Herbalist. Better McFadden's patented herbal therapy is just what these girls need to get back on their feet. And the graphic will pay for it. All they have to do is send out their exclusive rights to their story from here on out. See for yourself.
So you want to pay us just to talk to this Bernard McFadden? Easy money, huh?
Let me see.
They're serious, Grace.
The graphic always says business on the up and up.
I don't know.
Grace, what does your father owe in the house?
I don't know exactly.
And that last hospital bill, that was a couple hundred at least.
At least.
Maybe we should think about this.
And all we do is talk to this herbalist fellow?
Of course not to get our money's worth. The regular series of features, photos, following of course your illness, recovery, and treatment, and otherwise depending on how it goes.
And then you get to print whatever you want.
Maybe we add color. Everyone adds color.
It don't sound so bad.
Maybe we should talk to Miss Wiley about it.
Miss Wiley, what's it to her? You're the one paying the bills here.
Wouldn't it be right to do something like this without talking to Miss Wiley first?
You're a big girl, Grace. Can't you make decisions on your own?
Of course I can make my own decisions.
You'd take it if it came from the company.
The company owes us a lot more than that.
If you ever see it,
Grace, maybe we should do it.
Just don't feel right.
you're gonna talk to those reporters anyhow. Might as well get something out of it.
He's right, you know. Why give away your story when people are crazy to read it? You girls can cash a bid. The day we ran a feature on you, bang, sold off every copy at every newsstand. Everyone can sympathize with the plight of some poor sick girl facing certain death with no hope of fulfillment in motherhood.
I'd like you to go now. My friend is tired. She needs her rest.
At least think about it.
Sure. Think it over. I understand. people might say. But you gotta think about your own interests here. There's no reason why you shouldn't get something out of all this. Look out for number one. That's the way. Everyone else is out to get what they can. Why should you sit back and keep your nose clean while everyone else is up to their elbows in it?
Gentlemen, I've treated a number of the girls who claimed they got sick here. One of them, her jaw had rotted so bad I was able to remove it just by lifting the bone out of her mouth, as you can see here.
That's all right, Dr. Neff. You can put that away now.
Maybe you'd rather look at it on an extra one. This was an expensive case to treat, and I never did get no compensation. The girl died. Her family never paid.
I sympathize, Dr. Neff, but what does that have to do with us?
Here it is straight. There's going to be a lot more girls coming out and saying they got sick here. So, maybe we can do some business. I scratch your back, you scratch mine, that sort of thing.
I'm not following.
Suppose you was to give me a list of the girls who worked here. I'd see to it that there weren't no more lawsuits.
You think you could put out a cure?
No, I don't think I could cure them. I'm saying, I scratch your back, you scratch mine.
How so, Dr. Neff?
I'd examine them for radium necrosis and come up with a favorable diagnosis for you. Pyorrhea, say, or something else. Quite a few cases will die natural death anyways. And the ones who don't, we can push off until the statute of limitation kicks in, and it's too late to sue.
You'll convince them they haven't got a case against the company.
Exactly right. And if it did come to court, I'd testify that it was some other issue. And it would be a strong testimony coming from the dentist who treated them.
What makes you actually think that these girls will come to you?
They'll come to me quick if I don't charge them nothing.
Because we'd be paying.
Exactly right, Mr. Reader. We understand each other.
So exactly what are you asking for, Dr. Neff?
I'd need $10,000 for my trouble so far, and for every girl I'd agree to see from here on out. $2 for every visit, with the expenses for the x-rays included, of course. I'm suggesting a gentleman's agreement here. Better if it's not in writing.
No.
All right, we'll put it in writing.
No, we will not. Your proposal is immoral, and we will have nothing to do with it.
Immoral, you say? You're a fine one to be talking about morals.
Mr. Lee,
can you get your own hired guns ready to testify?
Those are expert witnesses.
Expert witnesses? Any lackeys is more like it, and none of them got the dirt I got. If you're smart, you'll play ball with me. And believe me, there are plenty of other people interested in the information.
You're threatening me?
Just a business proposition, Mr. Reader. Just looking after my interests. Same way you look after yours.
Mr. Lee, would you please show Dr. Neff the door?
All right. You don't want to play ball. Fine. But believe me, when all this shakes out, it won't be me holding the short end of the stick.
Gentlemen, I want you all to make statements on what happened here this morning. We'll send them to the State Dental Society. And then Dr. Neff will see who is playing ball and who isn't.
An excellent idea.
I don't know. Perhaps we shouldn't be so quick to dismiss Neff's proposal.
What do you mean?
We're in a really bad spot here, Mr. Reader.
That's true. Mr. Lee says you're having trouble getting girls to work here.
Yes, and we've lost contracts because of it.
And it's going to get worse.
The papers are full of stories about those girls.
Make them out to be saints.
And what defense can we put out?
It's up to try our case in court.
But in the case of public opinion, we've lost.
Perhaps we should reconsider. It certainly wouldn't hurt to have testimony from the dentist who treated those girls.
Neff could be helpful to us. We should retain him.
Retain him? As what, an extortionist?
As an expert.
Like Dr. Flynn.
Dr. Flynn is a respected professor from Columbia University. Dr. Neff is a neighborhood dentist.
But Neff treated some of those girls, didn't he?
He didn't treat them. He merely consulted with them.
He dispensed medical advice, Arthur.
Not advice. A professional opinion. A scientific opinion.
How about this? We retain Neff, but we don't put him on the stand. Just to keep him from testifying for the women.
That's the most important thing.
Yes, I agree. Would you agree to something like that, Mr. Reader?
Mr. Reader?
Arthur?
Edward. We can't possibly do this. We can't possibly get into bed with a man like Neff.
He's right. We don't want to do business with a man like Neff.
He could hurt us. We have to take steps.
Dr. Neff has already given us everything we need. Do evidence, gentlemen. This is grounds for postponement.
study an X-ray. It's outrageous. And the girls, did you see the girls? Their eyes were like saucers, looking at me. Terrified.
Miss Barry.
How are they going to hold out 3 months? Captain Schwab could barely make it to the courtroom today. And Grace, she was trying so hard not to cry. And of course, I had all the answers. Go home, girls. Get some rest. That's the best I could do. Get some rest.
You're doing wonderfully, Miss Barry. This is a difficult case.
I don't understand people like Markley and Reader. How can you play this kind of game with those poor girls sitting right there?
Maybe this will help to explain.
You think the company would be more eager to take care of this, with the kind of publicity that it's gotten. But Markley seems to enjoy the sport of it. What he can get away with, it's cold. Very cold.
Miss Barry.
What's this?
It's from Miss Cecilia Drinker of Harvard. She's an industrial hygienist. She worked on a study of radium plants.
That's very interesting, Miss Wiley, but we've already seen this document. There's nothing in it that can help us.
You've only seen part of it. Please, Miss Barry, this is a complete report. I received it this morning. Miss Drinker has been following our story very closely in the papers. She was particularly disturbed to read that last article in the Ledger, the one where Mr. Lee says that her report clears the company.
He doctored the report. Reader doctored the report.
Apparently, he pulled out one page listing the blood conditions of a dozen employees and passed it off as the whole thing. Doesn't look so bad by itself, does it? But in context, it's a somewhat different picture.
We can use this.
Yes, that should impress the judge.
The judge? Miss Markley, I'm not going to wait 3 months to make use of this. I want you to call your contact, the one you have in New York World. If Reader won't let us present our evidence in the courtroom, he can read about it in the newspaper.
January 12th, 1928. Jack Youngwood reporting for the New York Ledger.
Nancy Jane Harlem for the New York Graphic.
Radium girls go to court today.
Radium girls knock the doors of justice. Will they be heard?
These poor, injured girls face pain,
disfigurement,
ruin,
and death. And as a clock ticks away these precious moments,
a hearing begins in Chancery Court,
where the U.S. Radium Corporation demands a postponement.
While plaintiff's attorney, Rachel Berry, makes his shocking disclosure,
showing that the company lied to the Department of Labor,
that it distorted the results of a Harvard study,
concealing the ill effects of its products.
Read all about it in the Ledger.
Read about it in the Graphic.
We care because you care.
Very bad.
You didn't read it?
I make a point not to these days.
You know, I wish other people did the same thing. Today, Mrs. Mitchell from across the street, she walked by me and she wouldn't even look at me. And at the grocery store, people just avoided my eyes. And at the greengrocer and at the club, just the whispers.
Well, why don't you put that away? Oh, read the journal. I saw it here somewhere.
And at the club today, people had the nerve to say to me, "Is it true? Is it true that your husband poisoned those women?" And I said, "Mrs. Cowles, why would you associate with me if my husband did such things?"
Well, why do you go there if that's the way people are?
I've been a member for years.
Oh, what do you want me to say, Diane? I knew we were killing people, but I didn't want to say anything because we were making too much money. Is that what you want me to say?
I certainly don't want you to say that.
Even if it were true? Especially if it were true?
Is it true?
Oh, is that what you think?
What am I supposed to think?
Oh, for God's sakes, Diane, don't you see what is happening? It's Von Schocke. He's feeding information to the Consumers League so they can railroad us.
Why would the
You know what? A bunch of radical women, do-gooders.
no idea
probably
what you are
socialists.
talking
Same
about.
to that club you've been going
What?
to. You know what?
That
you
makes
women think
no
you go around and
sense.
fix all the
You are
world's problems
making
while your
no
husbands go out and make a living. You're
That
going to
is
quit
not
the
how
club.
it is. Why would I quit the club?
And you're going to stop talking to that idiot Mrs. Middleton.
I am not
because she
going to
doesn't
stop.
know
That
anything.
makes no
And
sense.
you don't know anything.
Did you lie to the Department of Labor?
What?
Did you lie?
I didn't lie. I just didn't agree with Drinker's measures results.
Artie!
I have fiduciary duty to the company, Diane.
I can't listen to this.
Diane, listen to me. I have documents, I have articles with tumors the size of baseballs.
I can't listen
but
to this.
Radium therapy, the tumors disappear,
I
Diane.
am tired.
Diane, please just
I am
listen.
going
Just
upstairs.
listen to me. Okay, I make lives better. We make lives better. You can't possibly think that I would set out to do such a thing, can you, Diane?
No.
Do you think that I would ever do anything to hurt you or to hurt Harriet?
Certainly not.
Then
13 girls have died.
people die every day. Young, old, infants, children younger than Harriet die every day.
They worked for you.
They also work other places. I have a report from Columbia University from a professor in industrial hygiene, just like Drinker, who says there's no connection between our plants and these illnesses. Would you like to see the report?
Then what would the cause be?
I don't know. Diane, I don't know. I've wanted to know for so long, and I don't know. No one knows. Just, please, say that you believe me. Because if you don't believe me, then there is no point to anything anymore.
Artie.
Do you remember what I said to my father the day I told him I wasn't going into the ministry?
You can do as much good in a boardroom as you can in a church.
You remember?
How could I forget?
Just such a scared kid. And he was an icon. And if it weren't for you, I don't think I could have stood up to him that day.
I'm sure you would have, Artie. I just know that you would have.
And ever since then, it's been like he's been looking for signs that my soul is lost. But you don't think so, do you? That my soul is lost?
You're a good man, Artie.
We save lives, Diane.
You save lives.
Everything I do, it's for you. You realize that, don't you? Everything I have always done, it will always be for you.
I know.
Please don't let it be another reporter. Just leave it, okay? Leave it. Arthur!
Dr. Lee?
Charlie, for God's sakes, what are you doing here?
I just got off the telephone with the ledger.
Couldn't this wait until morning?
I'm sorry. Good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Lee.
It's Dr. Lehman.
Dan?
He's dead, Arthur.
What?
What? Wait, no, that's impossible. I just saw him last week.
He was just here a month ago playing cards.
Marley's already performed the autopsy. They say it's a severe case of anemia.
She's blaming the radium.
Precisely. The ledger's gonna run it on page 1. I told them we'd issue a statement by 8 o'clock. That's when they need it by, so they can run it.
When are the services?
I'm sorry?
The services.
I don't know.
We'll send flowers, Diane.
Yes, I'll go call Louise right now.
Yes, go call Louise.
I'll go call her.
I wouldn't do that.
Why ever not?
She's planning to sue.
Louise?
She's filing a wrongful death lawsuit. I drafted up a statement. Company chemist for 8 years, always in poor health. Recently in decline.
No, Dan was never in poor health. He was always out on the golf course or sailing or in his garden. Artie, he had such a beautiful garden.
Charlie, we'll take care of this in the morning, okay?
Of course. I'm sorry to bring you the bad news, Mrs. Reader. Have a good night.
Good night, Mr. Lee.
Charlie can be a bit excessive at times. But I don't know what we're going to say, Diane, but we will say something.
You needn't explain, Artie.
Sometimes it's necessary.
You need to explain. We are going to throw this away now.
There's still half a case under the sink.
And we will throw that away too. I will have no more of this in my house.
I'll do it. And Diane, I'm too far in to quit.
I really didn't expect you to.
February 21st, 1928. To Ms. Rachel Berry. From Ruth Martland, Medical Examiner, Essex County. We have examined the remains of the deceased Amelia Maggia. Our study reveals the following. Radioactive substances have been found in large quantities in the lower jaw, the upper jaw, and the lumbar vertebrae. No evidence of syphilis was found.
Body is radioactive.
Bones of dead girl pick off gamma rays.
Catherine Wiley of the Consumers League declares new evidence shows company lied.
Dr. Joseph Neff, a neuroscientist who treated Amelia, has turned over portions of the jawbone that he removed from her mouth. This X-ray film shows the jawbone is still radioactive 5 years after the girl died.
Will this make your case?
Will this force a settlement?
Make our case? No. This gentleman will make our case.
Last night, in a graphic exclusive, the founder of the U.S. Radium Corporation broke his long silence with this shocking announcement.
Radium is one of the most dangerous substances known to man.
Dr. Von Shishaki, is it true you assisted with the autopsy?
Jacques, and given my expertise in the radium extraction, I was able to determine Miss Magia absorbed enough radium to kill 10 people.
Doctor, what about mild radium therapy? Are you not advising against it?
Radium is responsible for the deaths of these poor girls. It should be considered a most dangerous substance.
Do you agree with the doctor's prognosis that the radium girls only have 1 year to live?
From what I've seen, they'll be lucky to last that long.
I'll tell you what we should have done. We should have taken that reporter up on our offer when we had the chance. That's what we should have done.
$5,000? Don't make me laugh.
And we should have talked her up too, because I'll tell you what, they'd have paid. And I'll tell you what else we should have done.
Stop telling me what we should have done. A million things we should have done. Don't do no things. Think about it now.
Alright, keep your shirt on.
Which do you like better, the red or the blue?
So, what's Barry say? Is she gonna go up to the company?
I like the red better.
Is she gonna try to talk him up a bit?
Miss Wiley thinks another interview will do the trick. So I says, what's one more, you know?
It's worth a try, don't you think? What if they came up with 5,000? Would you take it then?
Let them come up. I'm not caving in.
It's called a settlement.
Settlement? It's just a way for them to hide.
Let them hide.
Then they win.
So they win. They're gonna win anyway.
He's got so much confidence in me.
Grace, for Christ's sake, you got one lawyer working for nothing up against 6 who are getting a bundle. You think you got a chance?
You know what I found out today? They gave lead screens to the technicians in the laboratory. You think they gave us lead screens?
Jeez.
What do you think? 100 girls working in one room and they're going to spend that kind of money on us?
Grace.
They're going to try to keep it all quiet.
What are we
and Miss
doing
Wiley
here?
thinks that they're going to close down here and move across the river to New York. Act
What are
like
we
nothing
doing
ever
here?
happened.
I thought the idea was you'd get some money to settle your debts. Get a better doctor. We'd get on with things.
Get on with things.
You're still wearing my ring.
Tom.
There's a house for sale in my brother's neighborhood. 2 rooms up, 2 rooms down. It's not much, but it's a start. I think you'll like it. It's already got flowered wallpaper. The best part is, it's only 3 blocks from the school.
School. What do we need with the school?
Plan ahead for once.
Tommy, what do you think's gonna happen after all this is over? Do you think everything's just gonna go back to the way it was?
Why wouldn't it?
I'm going to see the surgeon again.
Yeah?
I got some fluid. He's gonna drain it.
Okay.
And then he says there'll be more.
So we deal with it when it comes.
And more. And more and still more. Why can't you see that? How can you talk about buying houses and getting married when you know that there is nothing?
I can't think about that. All I want is for me to come home to you at night, but to my wife, my home. I'm too old to be living this in-between life. I promise I will do everything it takes to make it easier.
Here.
Grace, come on.
Tommy, I should have given it back to you a long time ago.
I don't want it.
Tommy, are you gonna make me stay?
You're just tired. You're not getting enough sleep.
Tommy.
You get some sleep.
Tommy. Tommy, please! Don't you do this to me, Tommy!
Charlie.
Aren't you heading home?
Charlie, I've been thinking, and I think we should settle this case. We have to get these girls something.
Arthur, no, we agree. We need a definitive victory, or else we might more of the same nonsense.
Things have changed.
Arthur, I know you and Dan were close, but you can't let that cloud your judgment.
Von Shaki is going to testify.
We can deal with him.
How?
Put more money in his pocket.
Oh, now you want to bribe him.
Not a bribe, consideration.
Oh, consideration.
For an expert witness.
You don't understand guilt, do you, Charlie?
Right now, I don't have the luxury of thinking about it.
Let me tell you something, Charlie. A man has a tremendous need to unburden himself. His guilt will eat him alive. And don't you see? That's what Von Shaki wants. He wants to be free. And that is why he's testifying for those girls. And that is why he will never testify for us, no matter how much consideration you offer him.
If you settle with these girls, you have to settle with all the others. Ned was right about that.
Talk to Markley. Get a conversation going. Come up with a number these girls can't refuse.
Arthur, for God's sakes! What are you trying to do to me? You want to bury me?
We have to get this off the table, Charlie.
Every penny for the last 7 years I put back in this company. Why? Because of you. Because you said, why work for Von Shaki when we can work for ourselves? Remember that one? Take a chance, Charlie. Take a chance.
Charlie, we were fooled. Von Shaki fooled us all. And the best thing we can do right now is to clean this up as best we can.
Do this and it's the end, Arthur.
Oh, you're stepping down?
Not me.
I see.
Didn't you know already? The board is one vote away from getting rid of you.
And I wonder whose vote that is, Charlie.
Arthur, have you so little faith in me?
I'm still a shareholder of this company. I will still be on the board. You will not get me off the board.
It's still on the hook if this company goes under. Think about that the next time your conscience starts to bother you.
March 15, 1928, to Rachel Berry, attorney at law, from Edward Markley, counsel, U.S. Radium. It appears one of our key expert witnesses has encountered a serious scheduling conflict, which makes him no longer able to testify in April. I have therefore postponed this until June. As for your asking for a settlement, well, there is always a humanitarian aspect to cases like this, so that cannot be the basis for this one. But I have no doubt you will be rewarded for the good work you are doing. If not in this life, then in the next.
Rise and shine.
Madam Curie? Time for work.
Oh, am I late? I set the alarm. We have $5,000 to pay before breakfast. It is all for the war effort.
Please. I'm so very tired.
No complaining. Good soldiers don't complain.
But I'm dying.
And who isn't?
Get up, Grace.
Irene?
Get up, sleepyhead. You'll never make a photo like that.
But it's not fair. I'm only 26. I should have a family by now. My own home, children.
We all have to make sacrifices sometimes.
I know I did.
But why? Why do we make sacrifices?
It's all for science, Grace.
Science, family, every life is sacrificed to something. It is just a matter of choosing which.
I didn't choose. I didn't have no choice.
Sure you did, Grace. Sure you did.
Catherine, don't do that! Catherine?
Grace, look, she's bleeding all over the dials.
I'm sorry, Catherine. I guess I shouldn't have said anything.
No problem. That's fun for a dead dial painter.
Grace? Mama? Grace, Mr. Markley will be here any minute.
Mr. Markley, he's bringing you the papers for you to sign. Did you fall asleep?
Was Miss Wiley here?
Miss Wiley.
About Catherine. She said she might come by. Did she come by?
She might have.
Don't you know?
Someone came to the door a while ago. I think your mother answered it. Look, Grace, you gotta get ready. took Catherine back to the hospital last night. I know, dear, I know. After you talk to Mr. Markley, we can go and see now how she is. Put a comb through that hair. I dreamt she died. Grace, don't speak such things.
If she dies, it's over.
We're 3 months behind mortgage, Grace.
I know that.
You can't let this go on.
$1,500. It's not even a year's wages.
It's better than nothing, ain't it?
Better than nothing. Is that all I'm worth? Better than nothing.
Of course not, sweetheart. But we gotta be realistic. At the way things are going, you'll never get inside that courtroom, and even if you do, you can't prove nothing.
Miss Barry thinks we can.
Miss Barry ain't paying the bills. There's the doctor, and the bank, and the coal man. We can't expect people to treat us like charity because you're sick.
I'm not asking for charity. I just want what's owed to me.
Grace, I know it feels like you're letting Catherine down. But if she decided to take the company's offer, would you hold it against her? No, you wouldn't. Now, we'll take that check, and we'll pay the bills. And whatever is left, you and Tom can have. A little something to get you started.
There's nothing to start, Mom.
Why do you gotta be so hard on Tommy? Can't you see he just can't face the thought of you not being with us?
I have to face it. Why can't he?
Do something with your hair, Grace.
$250,000. What would you do with $250,000, Miss Fryer? Why, I can't imagine. Now point to it. You didn't tell me I had mail, Ma? Huh. New Mexico, huh? You just keep coming. She was here. Miss Wiley was here. Ma! Ma, Miss Wiley was here. She left me a note.
Miss Fryer, Edward Markley.
Ma said you brought papers?
Yes, the terms spelled out in my letter. $1,500 to you. I've got a check right here. All I need is your signature. It's in triplicate.
Grace, Mr. Markley is a very busy man.
Oh, I don't mind. Look at it carefully. I can come back tomorrow if you'd like.
Oh, no. We'll do this now.
What's hold harmless?
It means you agree to hold the company harmless of any further action.
No more lawsuits.
Correct.
Is that just me or anyone in my family?
Your entire family. It also precludes a wrongful death action as well.
This is a confidential settlement?
Yes.
You didn't say nothing about it being confidential.
That's standard for most legal documents, dear. We keep the terms of the settlement silent, and you do also. It cuts both ways. We'll keep your privacy, and we expect you to keep ours.
That seems fair.
Do you need a pen?
I have another question.
I don't mind.
What is contributory negligence? It's not in this one. It was in them other papers the company filed during the lawsuit. It said that the company's defense was the statute of limitations and contributory negligence.
I'm not sure what you're asking, Miss Fryer.
It means it's our fault, don't it?
It's a standard defense. I wouldn't take it personally.
Well, how else can I take it?
Mr. Markley, Grace has had an awful headache all day. Maybe you can just leave the papers. Grace will sign.
Maybe he can just answer the question.
Why are you doing this?
Why didn't you tell me Miss Wiley was here?
You already made up your mind. She just tried to talk you out of it.
What did she say about Catherine?
Mr. Markley, if you leave the papers...
Mom! What did she say about Catherine?
She said it don't look good!
Perhaps I should come back when Miss Fryer is feeling better.
No, you didn't answer my question, Mr. Markley. And I'd really like an answer because let me tell you, I quit school when I was 15. I went to work at the radium plant because my folks needed the money. At your factory, they told us what to do, when to do it, how to do it. My folks didn't raise me to make trouble, so I didn't make no trouble. I did what I was told, and I never asked questions. How did you get contributory negligence out of that.
As I said, it's a standard defense.
There's nothing standard about what happened to me.
We deeply regret your situation, Miss Fryer, but there is no evidence at all connecting your situation to the actions of the U.S. Radium Corporation.
Then why are you giving me
It's
this
a humanitarian gesture.
Humanitarian.
Mr. Markley, I'll take them papers.
Humanitarian. Month after month you kept us off. Delay after delay, knowing how sick we were, how tired and desperate. Humanitarian. You're just waiting for us to die.
Grace, please stop this now.
Ma, one by one, I watched my friends get sick and die in the most horrible way. And you want me to be grateful for any spare change they can throw at me?
Miss Fryer, this is a very generous offer, considering the circumstances. I advise you take it, because it won't be on the table much longer.
What do you mean?
If Miss Fryer does not accept this offer within the next 24 hours, I'll be forced to withdraw it permanently.
Grace,
He's lying.
I beg your pardon, miss?
You're trying to tell me, if I don't sign those now, but I came back a week from now saying I changed my mind, you'd still rather go to court? You'd still rather some judge get a look at me and trust that I will win on sympathy alone? 24 hours, you're just trying to bully me.
Very well, Miss Fryer. I'll take that for a no. And I'll see you in court.
Yes, you will. You will see me. You and Mr. Reader both. You'll see me if they have to drag me in there.
You call that man bad?
Go into court, Ma.
And what? What are you trying to prove? You know you can't win.
I want those people to look at me. I want them to look at me and tell me how it's my fault I got sick working in their factory.
And what will that get you?
Ma, all my life I've done what other people told me to do. I quit school because you said I should. I put that brush in my mouth because Mrs. McNeil said I should. I never said, please, can I finish school? I never said, I don't like the taste of this paint. Even though I knew, Mom. I knew. At night I'd lie in bed and I'd see my dress hanging on the back of the closet door all aglow. My shoes on the floor, my hair brushed and comb on the dresser. So much light, Ma, so much light. And I never once questioned, I never once asked. Don't you see, Ma, they knew I wanted me to. That's what they were counting on.
Awesome, so it was you making all this noise.
I left messages with your housekeeper. I know you got the messages.
As we are no longer in business together, I thought it best not to respond.
Oh, is that what this is about?
Perhaps a cup of tea will come.
You know, you never said anything about the paint being dangerous. Not to me, not to Dan.
I didn't know.
Oh, you didn't know. You, the one who invented the paint, and you didn't know. How could you lie like that?
I didn't know until it was too late, Asa.
You know, I should put you through that wall.
Perhaps you should. But you will not. You will sit down, you will have a cup of tea, and you will calm yourself.
You know, I wasn't the technical man. You were the technical man.
No, I was the technical man. Sit down, Asa.
I sold watches, for Christ's sake. I was a businessman.
A good one at that. Very good head for the business you have. For the science, not so much. But for the business, very smart. Always you can find a way to cut the cost without losing the quality. That's a gift, Asa. So, why don't you have some tea?
Jesus Christ, what happened to your hands?
It's been this way for some time now.
It looks like you've been dipping them in ink.
Dipping them in ink? How fond of the pretty story you are. If only it's very... No. Dr. Martland tells me that it's a necrosis of the tissue. The cells there are dying. It's the dial fingers and the jaw struggling. This means the hands.
I had no idea.
No reason why you should. It's been a long time since I've seen you out.
How long?
But I've known for a while. Miss Wiley, from the Consumers League, she persuaded me to assist Dr. Martland in testing the dial fingers for radium exposure. There aren't that many people around, you know, who can measure that sort of thing. So she came to me, knowing that I had the equipment, and of course the skill. I didn't believe her either, Arthur. I didn't want to believe that the girls needed sick from working with my thing. I wanted to show it was a mistake, so I agreed to help. Dr. Martland and I then conducted the expired air test on the girls. It was then that I found out. In my own breath, registered radioactive. And then my fingers, they began to turn black. Now, you wish to have birds?
I'm so sorry.
Well, perhaps you should schedule yourself an appointment with Dr. Martland.
Me? What for?
Ah, sir. You did not notice the glowing dust on your shoes when you went home.
How could I miss it? I tracked it all over the house.
Well, you can be sure that a great deal of that is now in your lungs. Look familiar.
It's our promotional piece.
An excellent promotion at that. How many new cells does the book account for?
I didn't really keep track of the sales. I like to think it helped our medical market quite a bit.
Page 96.
What?
Open it. It's the last chapter. Read it to me.
Radium, dangerous effects.
Dangerous effects. How many articles are listed there? 10? 15?
About 18 it looks like.
How far back does they go? Those articles?
I don't know.
Look at it. That one said, what is the date?
1906.
1906. Now let me see. You plan to go in court and testify that you had no idea that the radium was dangerous. How do you plan to do that, officer, when your own book says that it was? How can you say that you did not really know?
I never read it.
What's that?
I said I never read it. I hired an outside man to put the book together. I just glanced at the galleys. I never really read the book. I never read the book.
How do you mean you never read the book?
I hired an outside company to put the content together. I entrusted that content to them.
Which you never read.
I think you will find, Miss Berry, that very few company presidents actually read their own promotions word for word.
It has your name on it. You authorized the book's release and had final approval of its contents.
Mr. Lee was in charge of our promotional pieces at the time. I entrusted those details to him.
And Mr. Reader, you testified you started at the U.S. Radium Corporation in 1918.
Yes, as plant manager.
And you held this position for how long?
About 4 years.
During those 4 years, did you ever venture into the studio?
Every day.
Every day. So you must have observed the girls putting the brushes to their lips.
I don't recall.
You're sick. You went into the studio every day, and you never once saw a single girl put a brush to her mouth?
I said I don't recall.
You don't recall. What do you recall, Mr. Reader? You seem like an awfully young man and have such a faulty memory.
Objection!
I withdraw. No more questions.
Your witness, Mr. Markley?
We have no questions for this witness, Your Honor.
All right, counselors, please approach. I'm ready to issue my ruling.
Your Honor, we have yet to make our defense.
I realize that, Mr. Markley, but this proceeding is to determine standing. Now, I've heard enough these past 2 days to make that determination. The radium in the bones of these girls is an ongoing source of poison in their systems. Nothing your witnesses can say will change that, will it?
Our witnesses are prepared to testify that the company could not have known about the danger.
Mr. Markley, in the interest of justice, I am asking the defense to rest without calling any more witnesses. We can conclude this hearing today and schedule the case for trial.
Very well, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Markley. I therefore rule that the statute of limitations has not been exhausted and these girls have standing to sue.
Your Honor, one thing. I've got a very busy schedule with 2 other cases pending. The key witness of ours is unavailable until the summer. We are unavailable until September.
Your Honor.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, but my key witness is associated with an institution of higher learning. This is the busiest time of the year for him, and I cannot expect him to appear.
Mr. Markley is responsible for that situation. He is the one who keeps demanding continuous delays.
Your Honor, we have just waived our right to present a witness at this hearing. Surely you will not force us to make our defense without the presence of our key witness.
Fine, Mr. Markley. Trial is set for September. This hearing is adjourned.
Edward, what is going on? Why can't Flynn appear?
He is going to Europe.
Europe? But why is he going to Europe? He's known about this case for months. How can he? Oh, very funny, Edward. How long do you plan on keeping this up?
As long as necessary.
Mr. Markley.
Miss Berry, congratulations. I never thought the court would go for it.
You know full well these girls cannot wait until September. One is so ill she could not appear in court.
My client has a right to his defense.
We will not wait until September. I promise you that. One way or another, we will find room on that docket. Your extra witness be damned.
That girl is still staring at me, Edward.
I wouldn't worry about it, Arthur.
She thinks that I planned for this to happen, that I wanted this to happen. How do I convince her that I did not want this to happen?
You don't. You don't convince her anything. You don't talk to her.
She looks like death, Edward.
They all look like death, Arthur.
Grace, that man, Miss Wiley, he won't look at me. He won't ever look at me. He just looks right past me. I'm not even here.
It doesn't matter, Grace. He heard you.
June 4th, 1928. Nancy Jane Harlan for the New York Graphic.
Jack Youngwood for the Newark Ledger.
Rachel Berry seeks trial date for early summer.
As U.S. Radium Corporation announces a settlement.
A settlement?
$10,000 cash for each girl and $12 a week for life.
$12 a week?
Read all about it in the Ledger, your first source for news.
The U.S. Radium Corporation also agrees to pay the remainder of the medical bills for the rest of the girls' lives. But the girls have agreed to submit to panel physicians yet to be appointed. Questions?
What led to the settlement?
Is it an admission responsibility?
What about other pending cases?
The U.S. Radium Corporation settled for purely humanitarian reasons. We admit no liability whatsoever.
Where does the company go from here?
The company is happy to put this lengthy litigation behind us and looks forward to many more years serving its customers and community. And that's C.B. Lee, President.
Catherine Wiley for the New Jersey Consumers League, our press statement.
Were you pleased with the outcome, Miss Wiley?
Finally, these poor girls received some compensation for their suffering. But, more importantly, the issue of radium poisoning was brought to a public awareness.
Thank you, Miss Wiley.
The spelling, by the way, is Catherine with a K and Wiley with one L.
Well, Markley, looks like we're back in business.
What's the game plan?
Didn't I tell you? I found a buyer from the tailings that have been piling up beyond the building on Alden Street.
Oh?
Some contractor in Montclair needed a little infill.
That's perfect.
Now, Catherine, this won't do. I can't see your name. That's better. Catherine's a Beautiful day too. Leaves are changing, it's warm, too warm for a sweater. Fine day to draw.
Thought I'd find you up here.
You were right.
It's quiet up here.
Yep.
Guess if you can rest in peace, this is the place to do it, huh?
I guess it is.
What do you call that?
Oh, they're just some drawings. I'm pretty weak when it comes to landscapes, though.
No, it's good, Grace. It's nice.
First thing I bought with the settlement money was some paints. Got some oils, too.
Big spender.
Then I bought a car.
I didn't know you could drive.
Oh, I can. My brother's teaching me. He drove me up here today.
Grace, you want to learn how to drive? I teach you.
You got other things to do now, Tommy.
You know about that?
Orange just isn't that big.
I meant to tell you myself, Grace. That's why I come up here.
It's fine, really. I'm happy for you. Both of you.
No hard feelings?
Tommy. I think I have time for that.
I'm glad it worked out for you, Grace. Are you glad? I mean, you don't think you backed down too soon, do you?
We didn't back down. They backed down. Papa?
It was over here.
Oh, not this again.
It was over here where I saw her that last time.
This is morbid, Papa.
I stood there for a long time. At first she didn't notice me, but then something made her look up.
Oh, my.
No wonder Mom won't come on drives with you anymore. If this is how you spend your Sundays.
I stared for a long time. And then I looked away.
Just like at the courthouse that day. He can't bring himself to look at me.
You need to find a new hobby. Retirement just isn't good for you.
My heart was pounding, Harry. I had no idea what I would say to her if I had the chance, and then suddenly, there she was, and I had the chance.
So what did you say?
I couldn't speak.
It's as if he's afraid to look at me.
I had my chance, and I couldn't speak.
He's afraid of me.
Oh, Papa, that was years ago. Why don't you just forget about it? It's not like it was your fault. People didn't even know about things like that then. Science just wasn't advanced the way it is now.
You know, I try to think back. I try to remember. How could it have happened? I remember so clearly climbing the stairs to the studio at Alden Street. And at the top of those stairs, those wide, high windows, the slant of light of the wave hit the floor. The way the floor creaked under my feet. The smell of the place, chalky like an old schoolroom. And all those girls, schoolgirls really, all bent to the task in their plain brown smocks. Their hands moving so quickly and so fast. No man can ever do the work those girls did. Her hands moved so quickly from the paint to dials to the paint to their lips. And try as I might, I can't remember their faces. I never saw their faces.
I'll go ahead. Hey, Johnny. Annie.
Let's cure it.
There